M27 and 30F. My ex-fiancée got engaged 3 weeks ago. After 5 years together, I gathered enough money to give her the wedding she desired. I suggested she invite her best friend, James, M30, 3 days earlier when we were planning our guest list. Because James lives in another state, but we've been friends for 10 years, I believed I could pay for his travel fees because having her closest friend at the wedding would be great. She declined, saying bringing him would be difficult, and she wanted it to be a family event. She often said James was relative, so I persisted. She got agitated and said, I didn't even tell him we were engaged. I tried to ask why, but she stonewalled me, so I left her alone. After a few hours, I asked her again why she hadn't told him we were engaged. She refused to inform me, and my insecurity got the best of me. James had expressed his feelings for her, but she rejected him and befriended him. I and her exes noted that she always seemed to have him as a backup from the way she informed me. They married online and always dressed their WoW characters like a couple, like identical transmogs. He always supported her when she fought with her ex, etc. I told her that made me uncomfortable, and that if she didn't inform him, she should consider herself single because I wouldn't marry a liar. She texted him while handing me her phone, stating, hey, just so you know, I was engaged but not anymore, and sent it more immaturely than I did. I advised her to pack and leave my house. She has been calling me since she left, but I have ignored her. She definitely called my mother, so she called me. He called me an asshole for ending things over something petty. So AITA? Edit. Also sorry for the title change error. I cooked some meals and think I'll go with you/done over 69. BTW, nice username. We'll invite her to meet and get their messages. Foxy sly old Stoddy Fox. I'm already in low communication with my mother, but I'll decide when I clean up. I'm promised an update. Update, I just got home from talking to my still ex-fiancée, so here's an update since many of you asked. Let me clarify a few points. As noted in my initial story, I bought the house before dating her and offered her to move in because it was near her employment. I work from home in technology, but she needed to commute to work, so I paid for her car. Her compensation is terrible. I was her partner, therefore I didn't mind. She's smart, humorous, and we clicked. Yet I felt duped. To update. She thought we met in a coffee shop to save our relationship. When we sat down, I asked for their messages. She soon claimed to have removed everything. I wanted her phone anyway. She cried an ugly moan and begging me to stop. I decided not to prolong the relationship, but I was curious. After 20 minutes of crying and a waiter asking if she was okay, she brought me her phone and I read the texts. Despite no adultery, such as sending nudes or expressing love, what I read hurt. Many people criticized me, a lot. They texted me calling me a bad guy and criticizing my video game and wrestling interests. They said I wasn't a real guy because of them, etc. However, 2 points caught my attention. She told him I had trouble getting hard, which annoyed her, and one where she said she didn't want to stay in our relationship. Yes, I had bed troubles. Because I was despondent, because my father had died 6 months earlier, and I was stranded, I promised her she could quit her job and I would support us when we married. She may have misconstrued this, but it's likely related. Really don't know. By the time I returned the call, she was explaining why she said that to him. He treated her like a therapist, she asked. Don't you tell your friends about me? I responded, no, I don't. She started crying again. I breathed deeply and added, just give me the ring back as recommended. I didn't have it. Though she hesitated, she gave it to me. I got up and begged her to delete my number and stop calling. I called her mother to pick up her daughter's possessions at my house. Her mother is kind. As I type, I realize I'll miss her. She understood why I wanted to quit, and I'm glad she didn't ask too many questions. For unrelated reasons, I blocked my mother instead of calling her. She never supported me in anything, I realized. Always trying to save a failing mother-son relationship. Before leaving, let me clarify. I never opposed her having male or other friends. People cheat with or without friends. My father told me as a teenager that opportunity creates the thief, but I disagree, since I'm off work. For 2 weeks, I'll figure out what to do with the wedding money, drink beer, play games, and watch Monday Night Raw. Peace. Sorry for the title mistakes, I fixed them. Many people have asked about the car. Double crash 2015 Nissan Versa that rear-ended someone. So she may have the car, which I hated due to its lousy engine, cheap interior, and bad design. Throwing it down a cliff would work better than selling it. Edit 2 slight tweak. Her mother called me a few hours earlier to check on me and ask when she might pick up the ex's items. She told me not to let her daughter keep the car since one, I paid for it. Ex cannot sustain it. God help me, I'll keep the car until I sell it. Although they played WoW, some thought the narrative was fake because I wasn't a real gamer. I was unclear, so that's my fault. The real guy issue was more about pro wrestling than gaming, although they bashed me for playing several Life is Strange games and other messages. James asked, how How could a grown man play such a girly game and cry? I cried while playing Life is Strange. I cried with RDR. I still get emotional at the sequence. Probably a crybaby. Thank you to everyone who messaged me about wrestling and gaming. It helped me relax. I've not replied to everyone but Will. If something happens, I'll tell you. Be good, folks. Update 2. Hello, folks. This is a good update after a few days since I shared my story on this account. Before anything else, I want to thank everyone who left nice comments in my DMs. Some of you made me cry with your sweet words. Second, my 2 previous posts were on a YouTube video of a guy reading Reddit posts, and my update was on our best offered deter updates, a subreddit I visit, which surprised me. But I want to thank everyone who gave me advice, shared their story, or told me I was a great man. Reading your thoughts before writing this felt amazing. I considered my engagement carefully, and have no regrets. I don't hate her, but things went wrong and she wasn't a good person to me. Nor do I want her to fail. She was great, and we had fun. I believed she was it. Anger would hurt me more than her. To update. After her mother picked up her possessions, we talked for hours. It was soothing. I cried on her shoulder. We smiled as she told me how much her family loved me and that I was always welcome at her house. I loved hearing her say that. She inquired if I had ex-related questions before leaving. My curiosity led me to ask how she was. I left it at she's trying to be stoic, but I know my daughter isn't taking it well. She left after hugging. About cars. Give it and get a tax deduction. But attending the Royal Rumble is my biggest thrill. Never watched Raw or SmackDown live, but now that I have more money, I will. Thanks again for contacting us. Unfortunately, my life is uninteresting, therefore this update does not involve an unwanted pregnancy, a fight, mayhem, or a plot twist. Be kind, folks. Continue with the second story. Want a new hot tub? Is this a real white elephant gift and upkeep nightmare? Should I keep or sell? Original post. The headline says I won the big raffle prize. This 6-person hot tub is gorgeous, and I want one someday. Skiing all day and then relaxing in a hot pool sounds great. I have space in my backyard for it, but I'd need to add electricity, smooth the ground for a concrete pad, possibly install plumbing, delivery, accessories, and upkeep. Are there thrifty hot tub owners? How is maintenance? Can you justify the cost by using it often? I'm willing to install it, but I'm wondering if I'm wasting money on upkeep. Our wife keeps pushing we sell it and travel. Your thoughts? Some of Oops' comments matter. Commenter. Hot tubs were placed in my former property. Utilizing and appreciating it will be pricey. I don't mind chemical and water costs. But leaving the tub on 24/7 raises power rates, especially if you ski. Our hot tub ran $200 in winter and $50 in summer, just water, power, and chemicals. That doesn't include repair and maintenance costs, which are low in the beginning, but rise dramatically as the tub ages. It appears useful since I'll use it twice a week. I appreciated it at the time, but I'd rather arrange 2 Airbnb weekends in hot tub places today. Outdoor saunas are cheaper and easier to use and maintain than hot tubs, therefore I'll consider them for my next home. Thanks for the great advice. Their financial value does not mean they can receive cash. Commenter. The first company. Contributions often provide marketing and publicity while deducting taxes. No choice between prize and cash. This definitely pertains to my award. It might have to be sold on Facebook's marketplace. Check first. Commenter. Why do you think this is most likely? Please let me know now that I'm committed. Oop. A raffle was held at my wife's company's birthday party. The hot tub next door was donated to the raffle after the owner completed a work for trade agreement with their company. Knowing the behind-the-scenes details, I'm sure it's a write-off gift with no monetary prize equivalent. I'll ask anyhow. Commenter, did you have to reveal your SSN to accept it? A. Red flag for taxation. I haven't accepted it. Someone reminds Oop that they may need a permit and/or city inspections, which they hadn't considered. Excellent observations, thanks. Wow, my dream. Keep it. It was my dream too. Since I won the hot tub in the raffle, I want to make the happy ending work, and after all these comments, I'm considering selling it. My power bills are a problem. Over 300 months, comments and snowboarders with hot tubs. You'll be glad you did. Oh gosh, LOL, the choice is hard. Instead, I may request a sauna. This year I acquired a Brighton season pass and will go often. Commenter, where are you? If you want to sell, I'm interested and we're close. Feel free to message me privately. Utah Oop. Update post. I appreciate your many helpful comments. I loved getting a hot tub. I believed I had located the perfect spot and would do whatever to install it. All commentators made great comments I hadn't considered. One was rising electricity expenses. Because we live in a cold, snowy environment, adding a hot tub in the winter would have raised our power bill by $100 to $200 per month. Selected number 2. After measuring where we thought it would go, we found it wasn't big enough for the tub, so we had to move it for more space, which required a longer electrical connection. After tearing up an edged walkway, a gravel pad was installed. The new position had no privacy and was visible from the neighbor's window, thus building a privacy barrier would have cost more. It was still 20 feet from where we wanted it, so I had to shovel a walkway and clean everything in winter. Knowing it will be hard to reach in winter will deter me from using it. OA and home sale. Many respondents worried about HOAS, permits, and inspections, as well as hot tub liability. That was not considered, and while we intend to stay in this property long term, it is not our permanent home. It cost $4,000, including taxes. I expect to pay $1,500 to $3,500 in additional taxes next year, in addition to the $2,000 I would have spent on the electrician, a gravel pad, delivery charges, and the monthly increase in water and power bills, because the IRS would record it as a $10,000 reward. That may cost $5,000 to install and have everything working, which I didn't want to spend before Christmas. So, I did this instead. The hot tub owner agreed to turn my hot tub into a sauna. I'm buying a decent infrared indoor sauna for my basement that doesn't require expensive new power lines and requires only electricity for upkeep. I like the result. I'm sad I can't use a hot tub, but I can ski all day and rest in a heat soak. Thanks again, everyone. A few OOP comments. Commenter. Very smart solution. I appreciate your negotiation. Few know that bargaining works. Learn why Flora is recruiting an entire office building to negotiate accessibility changes with landlords. I mean, as a mediator, I say this. However, it benefits you. Thank you, OOP. A sauna was mentioned in the original debate, which got me thinking. From working with many tiny enterprises, I'm used to negotiation and problem solving. Commenter. And the post eliminates common water chemicals. I didn't list price because many of the early responses said they weren't expensive, but it was a factor. Commenter. Saunas are healthy. Brilliant move. To sell OOP, sauna rooms may be terrific incentives, which is great. Health benefits led us to choose an infrared one. Looking forward to trying it. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and click the notification bell to receive more frightening real-life stories.